Egypt and Sudan have renewed their commitment to stabilizing Africa. By boosting economic ties, leaders of the two countries realize that regional peace will enable development. Adel El Mahrouky has more details.
Egyptian President Abdel El-Sisi has paid a brief visit to Sudan to meet with his counterpart Omar al-Bashir. During their discussions in Khartoum, the two heads of states have reaffirmed the importance of their countries working together to diffuse conflicts and nurture regional development.
The world is rocked by instabilities. Our closeness and cooperation is therefore inevitable. It is also a reflection of the desires of our people. So it is our responsibility to remove any obstacles to our relationship.
Recent developments in the region have ended decades-long conflicts. Thousands of people have been killed, and the destruction has spread, affecting all of us. Cairo fully supports Khartoum's efforts to bring peace to South Sudan.
The two presidents have held a series of negotiations over the past 6 months, and there appears to be a harmony between them, although tensions may not be a thing of the past just yet. 4 years ago, the two countries blamed each other for supporting opposition groups. Cairo accused Khartoum of sheltering members of the banned Muslim Brotherhood, while Sudan claims Egypt support rebels in neighboring South Sudan.
We decided to neglect the differences. I am afraid that sometime when there is some internal political problems, that the Sudanese government would go and to talk about Halab and Shalatin or other problems. But I am optimistic as long as I see that the two leaders are meeting frequently. This means that the dialogue is on the table, that we are not going at all to a sort of confrontation.
Egypt and Sudan have also established a joint security framework to combat terrorist groups. Adel El Mahrouky, CGTN, Cairo.
Well, let's go to Cairo now for more on the significance of this state visit to Khartoum. CGTN's Adel El Mahrouky is joining me live from Cairo. Adel, before we get to President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi's visit to Sudan, give us an update on reports of a roadside bomb that killed several people in the northern Sinai city of El-Arish.
Well, it is reported by AP only, and AP claims that there was a side bomb that targeted a truck that was moving by the road that carried workers on it. However, there are no indications or even confirmations, and the incident has not even been mentioned by the Egyptian Armed Forces, which has full authority over that area of the region. Media are not having direct access to what's happening in North Sinai, especially since Egypt has been battling a rise of militant insurgency in that region. So officially there hasn't been any confirmation on it. It's been briefly mentioned by AP, and we have no further confirmations as yet. Even up until now, the official online page of the spokesperson of the military did not mention anything or any incident that took place today in northern Sinai.
Now, on to that diplomatic visit by President El-Sisi, his state visit to Khartoum. Now, one of the highlights is the news that Sudan has lifted a partial ban on the import of Egyptian goods. This is certainly good news, but how did the ban come about?
Well, it has been part of a series of tension back in 2014 when President El-Sisi rose to power. Cairo and Khartoum had tense relations back then. And in consequential measures taken against one another, the free flow of people and products between the borders has been halted. So what President al-Bashir announced today is actually a relief and should significantly boost the trade volumes between both countries. It comes as both President al-Bashir and President el-Sisi has shown great confidence in one another. That has been going on for nearly 2 years since both countries signed a strategic partnership agreement back in October 2016 specifically. Since then, the shift in relations between Egypt and Sudan has been quite significant to the positive side. All meetings appear to be positive. All conclusions about these meetings have produced major projects and major cooperative framework, whether it's on the security level in battling terrorists. Several months ago, the Sudanese security forces have aided their Egyptian counterparts in an operation that was going on at the Egyptian southern border. So they are starting a new page, and they want to have a strong development coming soon. The years of tension has halted progress in negotiations in increasing the economic and political partnership, and both countries now realize that it is time to put all differences aside and work on quickly for the welfare of both nations. And having sort of a joint partnership and economic movement is quite essential. Egypt has scarcity in water, Sudan doesn't. Egypt needs to increase its production of food. Sudan has plenty of fertile lands, and Egypt has the investments to go there and do such projects. So there is a lot going on in that regard, and it seems that the administrations in both countries are willing to move quickly in these files.
It does sound, Adel, that the relationship is growing even stronger, and this is President El-Sisi's 6th visit to Sudan since he was elected in 2014. So what do you see as the benefits of a healthy relationship between the two countries?
This is the 24th meeting between the two leaders worldwide. In several occasions they've met, and as you said, this 6th visit by President El-Sisi to Khartoum in just almost 5 years. So it is a great achievement. This entire connectivity between the leaders of the two countries is actually reflected in a huge number of meetings that almost take place on a monthly basis between different ministers from all sectors of the government from both countries. So there is an ongoing, almost monthly cooperation and negotiations going on, which is helping to speed up the development that both countries are trying to work for, to investigate and look for further opportunities of growth that would benefit both countries. And working on security is quite crucial. The Red Sea, the security there is quite essential for both Sudan and Egypt, because it eventually leads to the Suez Canal, and therefore one of Egypt's main sources of foreign currency. And at the same time, with the instability going on in Yemen, just right across the other side of the Red Sea, so the two countries realize that there is a necessity to have such connection going and to actually improve it even further. What they have established recently is the Joint Presidential Committee, which today's visit was the second in that new framework of cooperation, and it is expected in a few months President al-Bashir will come back to Egypt. So it seems that this enhanced communication is proceeding, and it's highly expected to continue through the coming years.
All right, Adel Mahrouky for us there in Cairo. Thank you.